Good day, grade 8. This is Miss George speaking, and today we're going to be doing algebraic expressions. This is lesson 2, and our focus for this lesson will be on finding the value of an expression. Now, the strategy we're going to be using in this lesson will be substitution. Okay, substitution is, we can think of substitution as replacing one thing with another, right? So I'm going to give you a certain rule when we do substitution. So the rule will be, when substituting, always use brackets, okay? So that it doesn't become confusing, and that you also need to know when you need to multiply the two terms or the two values with one another. So when substituting, always use brackets. Okay, and that's going to be a rule for today. Great. So let's do an example together. Okay, so if I have x, x is equal to 2, and the expression that is given to me is 2x plus 1, then whenever I see the variable x, I'm going to replace it with the value of 2, because they are telling me that x is equal to 2. Therefore, when I see a x, I replace it with the value 2. Everything else in the expression stays exactly the same. So I'm going to rewrite the expression as is, but where I see x, I'm going to replace it with a value of 2. And when I do that, I'm always going to use brackets, right? So let's do this. So I would have 2. The next thing I have in my expression is my x. But before I replace x with a value of 2, I need to put that in brackets, okay? Put the value of 2 down, close my bracket again, plus 1. Okay, just so that you are reminded that that becomes 2 times 2 and not 22. Okay, because remember, when you have a 2, which is your coefficient and variable x, in order to get that term to look that way, you had to have said 2 multiplied by x to give you 2x. Therefore, we are going to maintain putting it in brackets when we do substitution. Great. So then 2 multiplied by 2 would give me 4. I have my plus 1, and that would leave me with 5. Great. Right, let's move on to another example. So if I have x to the power of 2 plus 3, again, the information given to me is that x is equal to 2, right? So the first thing I have here is my x to the power of 2. So if I'm going to replace my x with the value of 2, then that 2 must also have the exponent 2, just like the x originally had. So I'm going to open my bracket, I'm going to put my 2 over there, close my bracket, and that should also have an exponent of 2, right? Then remaining in my expression, I have plus 3. So now the substitution is over. So 2 to the power of 2 would give me 4, because the exponent just tells me, again, a reminder, exponent tells me how many times my base takes place in a multiplication. So therefore I have 2 times 2 giving me 4 plus 3, and that gives me 7. Perfect. Let's do a third one quickly. Okay, I have 3x to the power of 2 minus 2. So I would come down and write my 3, open my bracket, the value of x is represented by 2, close my bracket, to the power of 2 minus 2. Great. Right, so but before I can multiply the 3 and the 2 with one another, I first need to find the value of 2 to the power of 2, because I saw a lot of you made the mistake of first multiplying 3 and 2 together and then raising it to the exponent 2, but that is incorrect. So what I'm going to do is first find the value of 2 to the power of 2, which gives me 4. So then I would have 3 bracket 4 close bracket minus 2. Now I can say 3 multiplied by 4, which gives me 12 minus 2, and then 12 minus 2 gives me 10. Great. Right, I hope you all understood that. So now I'm going to put a few questions down for you, 5 questions, and then you can try them on your own. So now I need you to look at these 5 sums and try to do them on your own. Press pause, do them on your own, and then you can press play and we can work through them together. I hope you didn't find it too difficult, but remember, some of them needs to be challenging and you need to try to do them to the best of your ability. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Right? Number 1 is x minus 2. So I'm just going to replace my x with the value of 3. So if I have x minus 2, then that value of x would then become 3. Okay, because there is nothing, there's no coefficient in front of x here, there's no exponent, so it's really not necessary for me to put it in brackets because there's nothing you need to multiply it with. Okay, so I have 3 minus 2. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. 3 minus 2 gives me positive 1. Great. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, I have 2x plus 4. Okay, so because I have a coefficient there, I need to put my value of x in a bracket, right? So I have my 2, open bracket, 3, close bracket, plus 4. So I first need to multiply, so 2 multiplied by 3 gives me 6, plus 4 gives me 10. Great. So let's look at number 3. If I have number 3, I have x2 plus 2. X to the power 2 plus 2, sorry. Okay. So for the value of x, I would have 3. Open my bracket, 3, close bracket, exponent 2 plus 2. Okay then, so 3 to the power of 2 we all should know gives us 9, because 3 multiplied by 3 gives me 9, plus 2 gives me an answer of 11. Great. I hope you understand what we are doing here. If we look at number 4, I have 2x to the power of 2 minus 3x. Okay, so I write my 2 down, open brackets 3, close brackets, exponent 2 minus 3, open bracket 3, close bracket. Right? Like I said before I'm going to multiply those two together, I first need to find the value of x to the power of 2. So therefore I have 2, open bracket, 3 to the power of 2 gives me 9, close bracket, minus 3 times 3 gives me 9 as well. Okay. Let's simplify this. 2 multiplied by 9 gives me 18, and then 18 minus 9 gives me positive 9. Perfect. So now we need to find some space for number 5. Let's just go down a bit. So if we look at number 5, I have minus x to the power of 3. So just like we did before, I'm going to rewrite everything in the expression, only replacing the value x or the variable x with the value of 3. Okay, can you see it looks exactly the same? It's just where x is, I have 3. Great. Just like before you can multiply what's in front of the bracket, you first need to get rid of that exponent over there. Okay, so 3 to the power of 3 gives me 27, and a negative multiplied by a positive gives me a negative. Therefore I have negative 27. Great. I hope you all understood, and I hope this lesson made it easier for you in order to tackle sums in the future. Great.